Hey y'all, it's me again, the Rock Doctor, coming at you live with a new installment called Let's Not Get Lost on the Fingerboard, Please. Alright, so what was going on there? Well, I was playing from the A minor pentatonic scale. I was using two different positions, which I'll talk about here in a sec. I was jamming over one section of my backing track in A, number one. It's the part of the song there that goes from A minor to F, and I looped that back and forth. It was a two-measure phrase that repeated until the cows came home. So I featured basically one lick in a few different places, and so let's talk about it. All right, let's get the dry erase board over here. All right, look, let me lower it down a little bit. All right, so I was focused on in the key of A minor pentatonic. I was using what I call scale shape number 3. This guy, look, see it? The root note A is on the A string, right? See it there? And that would be in the 12th position. And then towards the end of that little thing, and I'll have the tab for that too. I was using the home scale pentatonic shape. I call it number 1 in the 17th position. And notice where the A note is. This is how I find my way, by the way. I know where that root note is for my scale, on which string it is, and my licks tie into these shapes. That's how I navigate the guitar. So today, what I did was I utilized what I like to call the 2 frets back move. And I started with it in the 12th position here. And I played it ascending, and then I played it descending. So let me do that right now. You can follow the tab, though. I have that at the beginning of the video, but here's what I did. Look. First off, I found that A note. This is how I find my way on the A string, because I knew that lick lines up there. Look. 12th fret. While I'm at it, let me play the scale there. Look. A minor pentatonic with the root note on the A string. Look. And I don't really want to digress too much, but you know what? That's exactly the same as the home position when they're in the 17th position, except for the root note is on the low E string. So the shape is the same. Look. See that big stretch there? I've got the A note here on 17. Look. Then I've got 3 small stretches and a big stretch. Look, same thing happens here. If you find the A, you've got the big stretch, 3 little ones right next door. Because of the tuning, I move up one, and the big stretch. So they're the same notes and everything. So enough about that, but they're really the same in 2 different places. And these are 2 good pentatonics to kind of have under your belt. Now here is the 2 frets back move that I talked about. When the scale is in this position where the A note is on the A string, I find the A note and I move back 2 frets and I play this. Which fret-wise was just this. On the A string, 10 hammered at 12. Same thing on the D, 10 hammered at 12. Slide to 14. Then I finish off on the G, 12, 14, 14. So you end up with this. I also played a very popular descending version of that lick in the same spot, ending on, and that's an A note where I ended up. So here's how I would find this note, or this lick. I find the A note. And what did I play there? I played 14, pull off 12 on the G. Then on the next string I played 14, 13, 12 on the D. Slid to 10 on the D. Then I finished up on the 12th fret of the A string twice. And so far this lick, both versions are 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 bars long. Let me count the ascending one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now in the example in the beginning, then I decided to show you the importance of knowing how to play that lick in another way. So I stayed in the 12th position and I didn't leave it, and I played both licks. Check it out. Oh. See? Same lick. Then I played it descending. So if I give you the frets on that real quick, the ascending version was 15 on the low E. Then I went over to the A and played 12, 14. Or, sorry, 12, 15. And then I kept going and I played 12 and 14 on the D. Then 12 and 14 on the G. So here's the whole thing. So you've got it on your scale string there. There it is. The descending version was this. So that one there was on the G string I pulled off from 14 to 12. Then I went to the D string and I played 14, 13, 12. Then I played on the A string 15 and 12 on the A twice. So there's two ways to play that. Okay, proceeding on. The next thing that I did, I stayed in the 12th position and I played the 2 frets back move on the G string. So what did I do? I found the A note, 14th fret of the G, moved back 2 frets and I did this. Let me give you the frets real quick. It's the same as the other one really, except for the offset on the B string, but here's what I did. On the G I went and I picked 12, hammered to 14. Then I went over to the B string and I hit 13, hammered to 15 and slid to 17. Then I finished off on the high E and I played 15, 17, 17. So all told you got this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then I descended it. Which is, on the high E string I pulled off from 17 to 15. On the B string I went 17, 16, 15. Slid to 13. And finished off on the G string 14 twice. So knowing this lick is a way of navigating the fingerboard, because you know when you get done with this guy, look where you're at. You're on 17, you're on an A note, and look what scale's there. It's the home scale. So you see what I'm saying here? You can transition from one spot to another as long as you know where you're at. You won't get lost. So I know I can transition from this guy, and I can end up here without getting lost based on just knowing that one lick. What else? I think I also played this guy right here. I sure did. I went up to the home scale, position number 1 in the 17th fret. Let me do it again. I think I actually bent there at the end. It's a little easier to do and sounds cooler. But so that's really the 2 frets back move jammed in one spot. So here's what I did there. On the D string, I hammered from 17 to 19. Then I went next door and did the same thing. G string, 17 to 19. Then I went to the B string and I played 17 and 20. Then I went to the high string and played 17. And I finished up, I went back to 19. Or I should be 20 there. Sorry. Let me do it again. So there's the lick. Here are the frets in this position. In the 17th position, I got the D string 17 to 19, the G string 17 to 19, the B string 17 to 20, then the high E 17, and I finished up on 20 on the B string and bent it up. So you end up with this. Then I did a descending version of that. If you start on the high E string, that was 17. Then on the B string, it was 20 to 17. On the G, it was 20, 19, 17. And I finished off on the D string 19 twice. 1 and 2, oh sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, just trying to show you the importance of being able to play one lick in different places. So some of these licks traverse the fingerboard. They were, we'll call them vertical. And then some stayed in one spot and they were horizontal. So it's good to know both. It's good to know an ascending version of a lick and a descending version of a lick, and associate these with the fingerings of the basic scale that they're derived from. And if you can do that and get it on autopilot, you'll never get lost. But it takes a long time to get there, that's for sure. All right, so that's it. It's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Remember, learn this stuff a little bit at a time, and just gradually put it on autopilot. You don't need a lot of licks. You just need a few, and you need to know what to do with them. So, all right, this is me. I'm out of here. I love you. Bye.